about working conditions, and one of the beautiful things about the Western developed world, we're talking about the Nordics, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, and some part of Europe, and some part of the US as well, where people are no longer in a survival state. Rather, they're thriving where they are, or they're getting an understanding that they're starting to thrive. And this is interesting when you look at this part of the world, because this is where a lot of creative ideas come out. Of course, we see the replication and the commercialization of these creative ideas happening in China, because they are doing an amazing job looking at these creative ideas and replicating it, commercializing it, making it more attainable for everyone else around the world. But the ideas, the creative ideas, flow mostly from this Western part of the world. And it's pretty understandable, because here creativity flows when you're in a relaxed state of mind, when you're not in a survival state of mind, and you're taking things easy, you're enjoying life. Your work is not completely, or your life is not completely dependent on the work. You have everything, all the creature comforts around you that you need. Your children are safe. Like as I make this video, my children are safe. They're at school, they're in the daycare centers and so on, and it guarantees their safety and gives me peace of mind to focus on what I want to talk about. So this lovely state gives you the ability to create, and that's why you see a lot of revolutionary thoughts come from this state. And if you look at countries like Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Iceland, Finland, people are more in the top of Maslow's pyramid, the hierarchy of needs. They're more in self-actualization, planning things on how to make this world a better place, or some planning their own wealth and the accumulation of wealth, whatever that you're into. So this is something that we understood very recently, that when you look at the contrast from developing countries such as South America, South Asia, Eastern Europe, and so on and so forth, and as you move into more developed countries like mainland Europe, the Nordics, North America, and so on, this shift is very apparent, and so you get very exciting designs in everything from clothing to cars to housing to cities, living environment, living spaces, and other technology like what I'm using right now to make this video, and solutions where we are thinking of very creative solutions to everyday challenges, everyday problems, and so on and so forth. So as we move in, or rather as we move out of this survival intellect, trying to survive, and go more into a much more thriving state of mind, and that's where the creativity starts flowing. And I believe this is a rather interesting finding that we can pursue even further, to see how to create in organizations a more creative state, so that people within these organizations actually don't struggling on a day-to-day basis with stress and deadlines and so on, but are more approaching work from a creative perspective, a creative stand, and producing from that point of thought. So what are your thoughts about creating better working environments by actually allowing people to be less stressful, more creative, more communicative, more expressive, and of course deliver much more from that state of mind than from a rather stressed, fear and anxiety based